Okay, here we have Okay, here we have Shriram PMP certified. So first of all, congratulations from ShriLearning for Shriram's hard work, and she got this beautiful certificate. She's a project lead in Boeing, so one of the big organization, right? And it comes with effort. Certification doesn't come just like that. It comes with an effort. So let's listen from Shriram how she feels about this. Hey, Shriram.
Yeah. Hi, Shriram. Thank you, first of all. And it has happened because of you only. You have guided me in my whole journey, and you have given a guidance in every step, I would say. Whenever I'll feel like I'm not ready to give and all, that time you'll give guidance, motivation, everything. Because of that only, I was able to clear.
Okay, but
Yeah.
credit to Pimbok. By the way, we are just a enabler for it. Good.
Yeah. So I would like to share my experience with all so that it will be helpful for all. So
Sure.
first I'll start from where I started, and then after that I'll just go through whole process. So
Sure.
first I took your sessions and all, 12 session, and parallelly I was reading the head first and Rita, all the chapters. And like in almost 12 sessions, I completed almost all the session, chapters from the head first and then Rita. And then I did all the mock test, whatever Rahul has shared. Almost 5 sheets I have done. And then Rahul told, if you are ready to go for prep class, then you can go, or otherwise you can do more sheets. So
Right.
I was pretty sure that I'm ready now. I can go for prepcast. Then I took prepcast simulator. So I took around 7 tests from that. So two I failed, frankly speaking. Then I talked with you where I'm lacking and all. Then you only helped me and guided me that you analyze properly and revise these things and all where I was lacking. Then I was able to clear the third prep test, and then from then onwards I was able to clear all the 7 from third to seventh.
Correct.
And then after that, daily I was discussing all the progress with you, and you were guiding me in all the progress that here you are lacking and there you can improve. And then after that, I discussed with you when can I put the date, and then you told 20 days after that you can put the date, and in 20 days you can prepare this things. You prepared my schedule, and then after that I put the date, and then finally the day came, and then before that day you guided me, motivated me a lot. That helped me a lot, because in this exam I feel consistency and confidence is the key to win. Yeah. So that I got from you. You only told one line, I remember still, that you told, don't lose hope at the 200 question also. That only I did. I didn't lose hope whether the questions was difficult also easy, some questions were easy. So I didn't lose hope, and I did my best over there, and
Correct.
finally I cleared with flying colors.
Perfect. Perfect. I know a lot of credit given. Thanks a lot for that. But again, I see that consistency with you, which I liked it because consistency comes out of discipline, where you have to wake up on time in the morning, read the books properly, don't get distracted with the mobile or television or newspapers, right? That comes out of it. Of course, we can give some push here as a coach, but beyond that, the person has to wake up and read, right? You can take horse near the river, but you can't make the horse to drink the water. Horse has to
Yeah.
drink the water. So I give credit back to you on your hard work. It doesn't come just like that. I agree, and it needs good amount of dedication, preparation. Good. Thanks, Shirbi Kohli for that great effort. Kohli comes with a great power there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Great. Okay, give me one tip we feel to the candidates going for the exam, what they have to focus, if you want to say one.
First, I'll just say confidence. You have to be go with the confidence. If whatever you have prepared, because it is a never-ending process. Because after you read all the material, then also you will feel okay. Somewhere I'll be lagging. So
Hmm.
that should not be there. Whatever you have prepared, be confident and give the exam.
Perfect. Perfect. Fantastic. I like this word confidence. It's very important. Okay, one more thing asked from you. Which book you felt good book out of all the books what you read, which you felt, hey, this is a good book for PMP?
So I felt Head First is the good book because you will understand the concepts thoroughly, and
Okay,
it is very good to clear all the concepts. It means no need to go through YouTube videos and all after you read Head First. That's
great.
what I felt. Yeah.
Right. Simple and straight. And Shilpi
Yeah.
was a good amount of percentage when she was practicing. She was very consistent on the scores. Of course, sometimes slightly goes down. It could be various reasons. Your corporate life is there, your professional life is there, personal things are there. A lot of things are there. We are not school kids now. We have too many things running around us. So something will
Yeah.
lack where when she reached out, I can understand something is pulling her down. Yeah, a little boost will help her. Just you have to give a boost and start working automatically. So she really do a good job. Once again, congratulations, Shirbi Kohli, for your amazing effort. And, now you are a project lead there and an organization. At a younger age, you are trying to this PMP. It is going to help you to grow higher and higher in life. Good wishes again.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Shriram. Looking forward to do more certifications with you.
Welcome to the world of certification.
Thank you.
Good wishes.
Here we go. One more winner with ShriLearning. Yeah, we have Yashwant here. Yashwant, a specialist at HP, who recently cleared PMP.
Yeah.
The good part is, Abo. Hello, good evening. Shriram here. You can use your chat window. I already saw somebody saying, hey, you're not audible because I need to talk. Without talking, I will be audible. Okay, Babu. Thanks for the message, Babu. I appreciate that. And thanks for joining for one more revision session. It's going to be a revision session on project management with resource handling. Looks so easy, highly complicated topic, right? Yep. Let me see the names here who all participating. I have a bunch of names. If you're fine, I can see your names. Let's come on the cam, say hi to each other before we start the topic. Some of them I know. Aarti is here. Hey, Aarti, good to see. Great, great. Any more people are coming up to say hi? Of course, you are at home. Cam is there. Sometimes you're not ready. Sometimes you're ready. Okay, let's see. Brave people come on the cam. Okay, so how things are going on the preparation side? Anybody in the date of August getting to exams? Mafan, good to see. Thanks for joining the sessions. Viber is there. Still, you're not ready for the cam mode? Oh my God, guys, we are the lockdown for 5 months. It's the only mode of face-to-face communication. I'm so surprised we are hiding behind. Babu, good to see finally. Rupa is good. Vaibhav is good. Fantastic. Good to see you all. Yeah? End of the day, if you don't see the human being, then what's life there? Amar is there. Amar, thanks for joining. Muniz is there. Hey, Muniz. Muniz, you look like a music composer, man. Sri Balaji is there. Well, good. Well, fantastic. Get on face to face. That's very important. I know I'm not going to take any special pictures of you. It's just to say hi to each other, right? It's be a meeting after a long time. Okay, well, good. Yeah, fantastic. A couple of them whom I know, some of them remain new to me. How is it on your preparation going up before I go to the classes? Um, Maybe you can use a chat window. In the chat window, I can mention that. Do you see yourself in the right direction of preparation? I want to do that, Shriram. You know what? Some other thing pulling me, man. I open the book. I'm not getting the grip of reading. I read 3 pages. Fourth page, I feel, do I really need this? Without this, can I get 10% salary hike? Oh my goodness, I can get that. Right? Sometimes we get the feel, really we need to work hard like this. Anyway, I'm going to get 8 to 10% salary hike. Why I have to strain? If anybody has such thought, pull that out and tell that it's not about salary hike, it's about the lifestyle. It's not about the 10%, the 8% somebody gives for you, right? You decide percentage for some people in the world, right? You become a leader of the company. You become the top guys in the group, right? That's what you're working on. Okay, let me see the chat window on the preparation, how things are going on. Okay, you all can use, you can use that chat with the public or a group. I'm seeing most of your messages coming to private. You have something called everyone option. When you chat, there is an everyone, to everyone. Choose it, that will be so good. So I'm seeing some of them telling that I've scheduled on 29th of August. Okay, Aarti is working on risk management. Good to know. Okay, Rupa saying good evening. Well, good, Rupa. Okay, well, good to see people there. And also, I know that this exam needs a consistent way of preparation, for which we have given you some study plans to work out. Right? A study plan doesn't mean you have to blindly follow. Yeah, you can do that. At the same time, if you feel some time alignment is changing, you can expand your time. Let's say you set August 15 as your exam date. Later you found you can't go for August 15. It is going to go for August 25 or 30. So you may add a few more days and expand your plan accordingly. Okay, coming on the exam preparation, the last 1 or 2 weeks, we have nearly, should be 10 people cleared the examination. Should be around. I didn't count it, but if you see the LinkedIn, if you are connected with me the LinkedIn, you would have noticed a lot of appreciation running on. Sometimes you get a feel that is this real or these guys are just pushing some advertisement, right? It's all real and these guys are all clearing the examination. So the message to you is people are working hard on the clearing examination. Don't take it for granted. Okay, many are clearing, it's just an exam. No, it has its own intensity, it has its own level. So how to prepare, we have already given in the classes, but once again the repetition is read the books properly, which book you read or which book you like the language. Could be Head First, could be Rita, could be Pembroke. The language, whichever you like, please read that and practice a chapter test in each area. That is our great motivation which can help you to move forward. Why this motivation needed? When I read a chapter of 30 pages, I should know, have I got the concepts? How do you know that? Only when you write a chapter test, you will see, am I scoring out of 20 questions, 18 correct, 10 correct? That gives a meaning for your reading purpose. When you do the chapter test, have a mobile timer running. Very important. If there is a 20 questions chapter test you're writing, set the time as 22 minutes or 23 minutes so that you come to know that how good you're performing. So please do that and record your scores and share with me. It's so vital so that I can understand where are you. Put it in Excel sheet, have the scores, have the percentage, have the timeline also so that you know how is your performance. Well, let's work out on this. Let's move towards the main exam. With this, we will kickstart. First of all, good evening to most of you from India. I see some of you from US as well. For you, early good morning. Some of you from Africa, good afternoon for you, or good day for you, right? Thanks for joining here. I can see Giri, Adi, Batma joined, Raghu joined, well, good. In next half an hour or 45 minutes, I'm going to cover something on resource management. Once again, I'll come for the camera view. Be ready with the camera. Okay. Okay, no hidden formula here. You all have to say hi when you close the program. Okay, let me run out before the program ends, right? Okay, it's not threatening you. It's good to see you all because we all meet after a long time. It will be so nice to see each other, right? That's important. Well, good. Let's kickstart. With this, let's go to resource management. Now you are free to keep your cam off mode, and you can keep your screen to speaker view to see what I'm going to do. So let me put, okay, okay. Okay, well, good. I hope you are seeing my screen now. Let's go with the speaker view so you see me. So now let me use a little bit on the board. When I say a little bit on the board, I'm going to talk about something on the resource factors. So before I go to resource factors, I have to tell you why we need the resources, right? So as we know, most of the time, we have a customer who is looking out for a product, and there is an output. The output is going to come out, could be tangible or intangible. To achieve that, we need a process and system in place. We're going to have a big set of activities here, right? It's going to be a planning and execution all going to happen here. So you may have planning here, you may have execution here, you may have monitor and control here. I'm just giving the tags because this is what going to help you to achieve the results. What do you mean by results? Output. Output can be tangible or intangible, can be there. In order to achieve this, we need a lot of things. Of course, we need money, we need time. We agree on that, we need that. But money and time will be used for what? Used against a resource, right? Money and time will be used against resource. So what we need human as a resource. All right, we need human as a resource. We may need a material, the material as a resource, right? We have human resource, we need material, and we need equipment, right? Equipment. So we need three variety of items, which is called as a resource. On this resource, we are going to invest our time. We are going to invest our money, right? And this happens on particular stuff, and it's going to give an output. The output starts coming out. See, the output can be one shot output or multiple output. When I say multiple, we call as interim deliverable, or it could be final deliverable. So either of deliverable starts coming out. Now, point is, you will have a list of resources. Now, if I ask you the question, do I need to get all the resources in the beginning of the project, or it will be in a progressive way? So what is your thought? Let me see your chat window. Do we get all the resources in the beginning of the project? What do you see? Put some thoughts on your chat window. No, Giri says no. Okay, we may not get all the resources in the beginning of the project. It will become progressive. Bible is saying it's going to be progressive, right? I believe most of you saying no. The reason is depending on the needs and the requirements and the fluctuation of the work, we'll do it. Even it is a predictive nature project where I know the requirement upfront, I may not acquire all the resources in the beginning because the cost factors vary, risk factors vary. I don't want to stock the resource at my garage, which I will do after 1 year. A bridge construction work is happening. We may need steel, tons of steel. I cannot stock all the tons of steel in my place. A bridge work may happen for 2 to 3 years. In this 2 years of time, the steel quality may get spoiled, or I may need a place to stock it, right? It's going to be time, energy consumption. Rather, I will acquire only for the next 3 months, or next 4 months, or next two release what we want. If you come from an IT background, I know that my project needs a lot of human resource. The project will not end up only with the 12 to 13 people. We may need more, but not at phase one and phase two. It can be phase three. I may need a great architecture or design database guy. So I may recruit the person and bring the person on that time, rather putting all in the same place. It varies. Okay. So now coming to the point of a predictive adaptive nature, resource is common. But how to use a resource plays a big role. But if you come from the manufacturing and construction background, you will completely understand resource is a very crucial part of project management. And it's so hard, believe me, crazy hard. If it is a predictive and if it is a construction or infrastructure or project which is so massive in size, it's not easy because handling material equipment going to be crazy enough. If you are coming for a very different model of project like a software, where software company mostly depend on human resource, and you may feel that human resource is complicated. Yes, it is complicated. It has its own ups and downs. Handling people has some amount of skills. But if you are a real manager from this kind of massive companies and projects, you may understand the pain. It's so highly painful. It has a lot of background there. Okay, we are not here to talk about the pain. We are in a program called project management where we are talking about leadership. Leadership is using the right resource at the right place. And I can put a point. Okay, I'm going to put a point telling that, hey, this is not going to be so complicated. It has its own plus and minus. We are recruited for leadership to talk about how you can handle it in the right place. John, you can put your question in the chat window. We can see that. Thanks for that. Okay, now what happens is when you talk about resource, usually our general thought process goes to human resource. I want you to think in other areas also, which is going to talk about material and equipment. So what I do is I open up some slides where I'm going to explain about resource management, right? Great, let's get there. John is having a question. John, would you like to put the question now or would you like to wait for some more content shared? Then you want to share the question? Will you be fine with that? Because I'm just starting the session. Yeah, can you please put in the chat window? Okay, now I'm going to start the session. I will take some time in between break where I'll address your questions. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's talk about resource. Yep. Okay, I have just put a resource breakdown structure, RBS. Here you see the RBS. So RBS talks about resource breakdown structure. So resource breakdown structure. Okay, John, this is a revision program. I believe you have seen the advertisement. It goes for nearly an hour of time. If you want to wait, you can wait and take your questions, or you can put in a question and wait for some time, right? Let's flow with the subject, then come back to your question. Thanks for your cooperation. Okay, let's go on RBS, right? RBS talks about resource breakdown structure, where we're going to see how the system divides into. So now every project may not need all the items, but chances are there are items going to come up. That's the reason we have a personal. Personal talks about human, person talks about material and equipment. It's coming up. Now, this can vary on the size. This can be sized out. Okay, Rahul, I think you have to take care of John. Right. So now this talks about the personal, material and equipment. So this talks about the role. Person talks about what is the role actually we're going to take up. So when you say role, it goes by hierarchy structure, could be managerial, could be architectural, could be technical, could be of different levels of structure. That's what talks about personal segment. Personal segment talk about human resource. Material, we go by grade, could be of a grade of high, mid, low. Equipment talks about the machineries which we use. Now, you may be coming from different background of project management, could be of predictive, adaptive nature. If it's an adaptive nature, more of software industry, we may use some of the softwares as some of the components for the project. Let's say Amazon Cloud coming up, Azure Cloud coming up, yeah, servers coming up, laptops coming up, Outlook you have to configure with the Microsoft license, Teams you have to configure. Softwares can go out of some of the needed item for to run a project. Human also part of the project. If you come from construction, definitely have a lot of other more items. Now, how to use it? Let's see those factors. By the way, we are touch basing with some of the basics of resource handling. So what you do is, we'll go a little more. In resource, one of the important factors is called a RACI matrix. I think some of you heard about it. Okay, can you put in your chat what is RACI stands for? I know I have it in the screen, but let me see what is your mind. RACI stands for what? RACI. Just let's put your thought. Let me see that. Okay. Okay. Sarvesh, my sound is pretty good. Maybe you can consult your part. Uh, okay. So now Vineet says consult and inform, responsibility, accountable, consult and inform, right? All right, great amount of information. Good. So now this is called RACI matrix. Now RACI talks about a matrix scale, which is going to help people to allocate them in a different position. Now you can ask me, hey, is it a scale to control people? I would not tell control people, rather that setting up our own responsibilities. I can step forward and tell that, hey, I will take the responsibility of this particular task. I would take the accountability of this. I will take consulted. Generally, an architect would be consulted. A technician would be consulted. A CEO would be informed. A senior most folk may be informed. A junior most folk also can be informed, right? So we decide on the project who takes what role. When you do this, what is happening is you have a structure in place where we can rely on. Now the question comes, why we have to rely? The reason is when a project is moving in a phase, we need some people to take certain roles and responsibilities. Only then we will be able to be accountable, responsible to hold the system. So for that reason, this happens. Now the question comes up from you is, so Shriram, this happens at the beginning of the project? Yes, it is. Will it get updated frequently? Yes, it is. It depends on the modules what we move, the phases what we move. We keep updating it regularly. So the RACI gets updated as per the need. That's interesting start of RACI. Now let's go a little more. Let's talk about acquiring the resource. I come with an assumption that people come here, you would have somehow read a little bit on PMP. So I'm trying to touch base of the revision concept of what are we learned, right? Because if you go to resource management, it's a big chapter, a lot of content. I'm trying to cover the important areas. Let's talk about acquiring the resource. Now, when the word acquire, I'm sure you all know that we are going to get the resource. I think initial of the discussion, I put a point that acquire is not going to be on first day. It's a progressive way. Let's see how we do that. Before that, I have a question for you. Through questions, let's try to learn a concept. Read the question and try to give your answer. Bum, bum, bum. What's the first thing you should do? Mafan is very fast. Thanks, Mafan. You're so fast. Good. Good. Most of you going with answer D, and you are respecting the people, right? Two of your team members are having a disagreement over which technical solution to use. Now, disagreement happened. Now you feel that meet with the team members and figure out the causing problem. Right, that's pretty good. Also, you have to see why we did not go with other answers. Let me see the first one. The first one says consult the, just a minute. Okay, when you say consult the technical documents, document is not going to be a big help here because we're talking about the first thing to do on this situation. The keyword is situation. Something is happening. How do you handle it? Now, concept the technical document maybe can be later, but far enough as I have to talk with the people. Second one, tell the team members to work out the problem themselves. It may be an option when it's not reachable, but when you have people reachable around you, chances are we can give some solutions for them. Ask the team member to write up the change request. Doesn't make any sense here. So A and B can be a bit later in a stage, but the beginning stage will be is first meet out and figure out what causing this disagreement, right? That's going to give some answers for us. Then I can ask the team to open the technical document to get some more details there. So answer goes to D. Thanks a lot for the answers. Great effort. I'm seeing most of you making right answers. Let's talk a little bit about a virtual team. I believe nobody, even though you don't know what is virtual, now you would have understood the last 3 months of time. This 3 months has made us, or 4 months has made us to understand virtual is going to be the norm of life. Don't get worried, it will change. Today it looks like a so complicated situation. I know some of them are stuck, some of them is really, really bad situation. They're losing their job. A lot are happening. I'm sorry about what's happening around, but things will change, right? Human evolution happens. That's a way. So things will move forward. But virtual concepts going to be more accepted broadly. Earlier days, I used to see that the kids go to the school. Now, school is coming towards the kids. Is it so? I'm seeing at my home, people are sitting there and using the laptop and talking to the teachers. In a way, it's good. Sometimes it's not good. Both are mixed up. So virtual is becoming the reality. Now, if that's a reality, this is not new concept. It's there for so many decades in market. Virtually, you work with a team. It is there for both adaptive and predictive. Don't think that virtual is only for IT companies. IT does it predominantly. Why? Because some of the countries are time zone, costing factor, knowledge base work out well for virtual team. First of all, what is virtual team? A team of people who work on a common goal, but they are split across in a geographical location. Virtual means not always a different country. Within the same country, we work in a different location, right? Because we don't want to sit in the same place. It could be for disaster recovery also, where you want to keep a team in a different location, right? So in virtual team, it's becoming common. Now, why this topic coming up here? When you talk about acquire resources, when you are in a leadership position, you should not be focused only towards your location where you are. You can think broader. Of course, any business do that. Now the virtual is becoming a reality where you have people working from different concepts. But when you say virtual, it also comes with some minus points where you have to have a more interaction with the virtual team than the team which is working with you. The reason being is it's pretty hard with the virtual team to connect. For example, opening up the session, I say that, hey, let's say hello to each other. Only few people are ready to open the cam and say hi. Others may not be ready, right? Same can happen, right? Some don't like it. They may be introvert. They don't like it. They said no. So if this is the case, you would not meet your team in a lifelong. Now, how do the interaction will start? How do you get the collaboration happening? All with the email? Sometimes it works. Sometimes you have to meet them, right? If not, things won't work. There are plus, there are minus. So at the same time, virtual team gives cost saving. So many companies go for virtual teams. Well, good. That's a little on the stuff. I put the answer already, but still, let's see the question. Go ahead and see the question and think about what can be an answer here. Read the question carefully. Of course, answer is A. Now, the project team consists of 5 sellers and 20 of your company's employees, right? You want to understand who is responsible for doing what on the project. Where would you find? Okay, what is the keyword in the question made you to go to the answer A? I know we saw the answer, but what is the keyword in the question? Can someone tell me the keyword which pushes you there? Responsible. Raghav says responsibility. Okay, responsible. Well and good. When I say responsible, it goes to the responsibility assignment matrix. In PMP exams, chances are a question comes like this. They may even give the chart like could be of resource breakdown structure. They give an answer something like resource calendar. You may wonder whether I have to go for resource breakdown structure, resource calendar, but you have to keep in mind that a assignment matrix which talks about who will take what role, that can help you to put the responsibility, that is responsible for doing what on the project, right? Well, good. That's a good shot from you. Fantastic. Let's start a few more factors here that is going to talk about reward system. I know this reward system is a very interesting factor. It has a both plus and minus. Let me see from your side. Do you think rewards motivate people or demotivate people? When I say rewards, could be of a money factor, could be of a trophy, could be of a certificate. So does it motivate? I'm getting both. Okay. Vinit says both sometimes. Yeah. It's a kind of both, isn't it? It has a both. Now, it goes like this, right? Rewards is not always going to be happening on money factor. It can be on something on appreciation on the right time. Okay, there is a chat saying that sometimes both if it don't go well. Okay, let's talk about this go welling factor. When the reward is set at the right level, when I say right level, the bar level set high. Somebody has to make a work error free and it has to reach to the production successfully without any problem. This could be a performance parameter to be met or a bridge construction work which should be completed on this time with a smooth road laying with the quality of work. If a parameter is set and some team reach this parameter, and for that parameter if they were awarded, and that becomes a good reward system. It means you have a proper parameter and two or more people compete for that parameter and they achieve it. This is going to be successful. Now, if this parameter is not set properly, there is some bias on the parameter. And if you feel that an unqualified person reach that and get an award, then what happens is the demotivation starts. People feel discomfort with the system. They don't like the system. It goes into trouble. So award system or reward system has both the side. When you say both the side, it's going to be in trouble or it's going to be in good depending on the situation. But on a general concept, human being likes appreciation. If somebody says you, hey Shriram, the dress looks good today. You look bright today. First of all, we will say, hey, it's okay, man. don't tell me. Huh? But back in your mind, you may think, oh, that's a good comment. Any human like appreciation, if it is genuine. You yourself know that you look so shabby and not good today, right? And but somebody come and tell you, Shriram, you look wow, amazing, man. You look great. Can you take my resume to your HR? Now you got the meaning why this guy gave appreciation, right? It doesn't work out. So something like it has a meaning behind that, and it has a sense behind that. It has a value behind that. People respect it. If not, it's not going to happen. So the point is, we think of an award system which can help people, motivate people, do a good job. And I can tell you, the process of giving awards is not always money oriented. A good appreciation, shaking hands with the person who says a good job, hey, you did a fantastic job today. Call the person on the floor, give a round of applause for the person, makes motivated, would like to do more job. If my mom is doing a good food for me in the morning, I have to appreciate mom. That was a tasty food I liked, enjoyed it. She may serve a little more extra for me, right? So that's a human nature. When you appreciate, they want to do more. Also, one more way of awarding system is there, which I have seen in my corporate works well. If there is a more talented person, you have to give them more challenging job. When it's a challenging job, it teaches their brain to work more. They want to be challenged, they want to be pushed. If you do that, they love it. It's another way of a reward system, right? That's a little on the reward system. When the reward system should work well, definitely a regular training on the concepts and on the people is needed. Now, what we're talking here is we're talking about how to bring up a resource in a better place. So reward and training goes hand in hand, which help the people to move forward, right? That's a little on the stuff. I know some of you like a reward, some of you say, oh man, I didn't get reward the last 1 year. Okay, there is a question here. Mm-hmm. During project planning in a matrix organization, the project manager determines that additional human resources are needed. Mhm. See, when they say matrix organization, we have projectized organization, we have functional organization, right? When I say projectized, a project manager has more authority or decision-making power on the budget, human resource, cost factors, time factors, they have it. When you go to functional organization, functional is something, a human resource department is a functional team. A finance department is a functional team. A recruitment department is a functional team. It's a functional group, right? So when they have it, it's going to be that way. So when you talk about matrix, it can be a balanced one, right? Now the project manager determines that additional human resource needed. Whenever the book talks about matrix organization or they talk about in the question of matrix, it goes beyond something talks about a balanced one. So a project manager can reach out the functional manager to get some details. What details? On human resource. We can talk about HR department. That is the point going to be. Thanks all for putting the right answers. I'm seeing the right answers on the screen. Well, good. That talks about the matrix organization. Well, fantastic. Good shot. Good shot. Let's talk a little bit on developing the team. Now, when I say developing the team, it's a one of the process in project management certification in PMP. What we do, how do you groom the team? Now, the question comes from you would be, why should I groom the team? All these people are grown up adult, they are qualified, they know what to do. That is why they are recruited for a job. Then why we have to groom them? If you put me that question, the question is highly valuable. But at the same time, they may not know the environment they're working with. They may not know the people whom they're working with. They may not know the risk factors around the nature of work, what they do. So we being a leader in the organization, being a project manager of that particular project, we know the environment, we know the people, we know the risk around. So we have to help them to understand and work as a team. Working as a team needs a kind of commitment. Now, question comes up, why should I listen to person A? Why person A should listen to person B? All this question starts coming up. For that reason, there should be some way of developing the team's culture or a nature or a responsibility. How do you do that? There are a few factors about the team development. One of them is called as Tuckman rule. This is a very famous one. Tuckman is a person who defined telling about how the people mindset and moral works. He's a psychiatrist and he came out with an idea. We spoke about how people formation works. Now, what he is taught here is he has a few stages here. You can see a graph over the time how things move with the people, group of people. When a group of people first join together, let's say 5 to 10 people or more than one person, it becomes a forming stage as a first stage of a development of human group. And they work together, they shake hands each other, understand their name, understand where they come from. They're so smiley. They say, hey, hi, how are you? All good, fantastic. They're good up to that point. The next stage most called a storming stage. Now, what happened in the storming stage is they started seeing that what is it there for me in this system? They start using the word I. I'm the best. I know what to do. I'm in the industry for the last 15 years. I know everything. The I word starts coming more in storming stage. This is going to hit the team's performance. An individual star cannot make a team so great. So from the storming, team has all the opportunity to move to norming stage. In the norming stage, we go to the word called we start respecting each other. That is, I may like person B for his or her talent. So now, from storming, we will move to norming stage. Is it a natural process, a movement will happen? No. We need a proper grooming there. proper education there, proper award system there, proper training there. That will make a team move from storming to norming stage. From norming, the team can go to performing. Performing is a stage where teams start accelerating. The work as a group, they are able to give results as a team, right? This is a highly applicable and visible in sports. But in a corporate, you may not see that so visibly. In sports, it's so evident because they're playing in front of thousands of people on the ground. You can easily watch out. Whereas when you go in a corporate life, somebody smiling at you, laughing at you may not be a good friend of you, isn't it? They may smile here, they may talk something about you. It's very human nature. It's all over the world. You cannot tell only this nature or this culture has it. Every country has it, everything has, because all human are same almost. Now, how to handle it is what the leadership comes in. But we play the role of moving the people from storming, norming, performing, and again, sometime it will go back to storming also, right? In this group, do anybody see that this cycle of system is happening in a corporate? Have you witnessed it? Have anybody witnessed this storming, forming? Great. 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 Yeah. Some of them saying, yeah, I've seen it, man. It happens. Thanks a lot for answers. It happens, but sometimes we witness it consciously. Sometimes we don't know that it happens behind us, or maybe we may be part of that storming stage. We may be at the norming stage, but how do you take care of that? That's very vital. Good. It's one of the topic in PMP works. And something important theory. They talk about theory X and theory Y. Theory X is something which the manager or the leadership position where they don't have high trust of the resource. They want to watch out the resource, are they doing the job properly, right? They keep an eye. When they say keep an eye, they check out, hey, are you doing it? If you watch out this picture, of course, this is not an encouraging one, but it happens. Also, some resources are like that, right? It's a both way, it's a problem. Now, theory X is something called of a micromanagement, where they watch out, is the job going well? Opposite to that, we have theory Y. Theory Y is a trust on the resource, trusting they will do the job. But if this should happen effectively, now the theory Y, what they do here is they recruit, they appoint the right resource at the right place. When you put the right resource at the right place, you may not become a theory Y. Theory X. Now, theory X could be a nature of somebody who always monitor what's happening, who always want to see if there are any mistakes around. If that's a case, there's a problem. But if you choose the right resource, you may not be a theory X. Theory X is something doubting and also keep looking at the resource regularly and not trusting them. If I give a right resource, right job, I may not worry about it. I know it will work automatically. So I'll say, fine, let's go for it. So that's going to talk about theory X and theory Y. I know last meeting also I asked many people, do you see theory X managers? Many said yes. Do anybody witness theory X manager around you? Theory X managers? The people who keep watching you mostly? Giri says double S. Okay. Okay. I know it happens. We cannot avoid that because it's a human nature differs. I used to say that sometimes we become theory X when we watch our kids, when we take care of our parents, when we take care of our spouse. See, parents take care of us until the age of 20 or 25. Once you cross the age of 30, 35, you start taking care of your parents. When you start taking care of the parents, your voice is a little higher than before. The way you monitor them is more high. In the name of love and care, sometimes you do too much of theory X with your parents, with your children. Did anybody agree here that's happening? We do that? Yeah, it goes a little crazy sometimes. We too much, we push them. We take it for granted. Parents also keep quiet because they know that it's my child. Whatever she or he says may be right, right? But we take it for granted. We do too much of micromanagement. So you cannot tell only your manager is bad. You may be sometime. So watch out what you do in your name place there. But at the same time, when it comes to corporate life, you have people of different levels of knowledge. So you cannot take it for granted like you talk to your children, like you talk with your parents. It's of different nature, right? You have to be a little careful on what you do. That's the reason you have to understand the nature of leadership and little on psychology. Okay, let's read a big question here and take an idea. Somebody read the question much faster. Sometime I saw Sohil and Rupa put the answers. I know some of you are still reading the question. Okay, let me give some time. Mafan goes with A. Okay. Okay. Let me try to explain this question a little more. Sometimes in PMP exams, if you read the last sentence, that may be the question. You can quickly go to the answer, so you save time. Read the last sentence here. Which of the type of project management power will likely be the most effective in this situation? Look like they're given a situation here. So in that case, you cannot stay with the last sentence. You have to go and read the situation. But one, you understood there is something on the power. To understand the power, let's see the four powers are given here, right? One is a referent, expert, penalty, formal, right? Now, we talk about the formal power. Sometimes you get by the position where you are, right? You get the power as you get the position. Whereas penalty power is something you take action on people on your position. Like if these days, maybe a sanction on the promotion, sanction on the salary, sanction on the holidays, or could be a penalty these days, right? Penalty goes by that way. It's not the penalty what we saw 100 years back where people were beaten to death, right? It was not there. It's all taken off. Now, the B goes by expert power. Expert power is a number one power in the world, where expert power talks about a person so specific, knowledgeable in that area, and people go to them. Even today, you can see many industry, there'll be some expert, and world will go search of this person to get the detail from the person. That's expert power. Referent power goes by, a referent is something, if I'm close with the CEO of my company, I get some power, right? That's going to be a referent power. I stay along with my CEO most of the time in corporate. If he goes for coffee, tea, or discussion, anything they call me, maybe I have a knowledge, or maybe I just close with them for some reason. Could be of a bias, unconscious bias, but still it's called referent power. Also a charisma. Some people, you don't know why you like them. They have that power. You just look at them, you feel, oh wow, that's good, great guys. So that's a referent power. If you put all the situation, answer should go with what in the situation. Situation is a demanding what. Can someone tell me what is the keyword of the situation? I know we have four powers here. Tell me the keyword in the situation. Weak matrix, most effective, weak. Okay, I'm seeing weak as one of the stuff. So weak goes to projectized organization model. Mafan says, I don't have a absolute power, so it's a weak matrix. Okay, so let's see the answers now. Okay, now let's take a look of it. Rewards and expert are the best type of power to use in such a situation. A reward is not listed as a choice, and the question says the project manager has a limited ability, right? The project manager has a limited ability to reward the team member. Therefore, expert power is the correct power in this situation, right? That's right, Mafan. But the question is, I think Mafan is saying that, hey, I'm talking about formal power. I'm not talking about, I want to see about projectized organization, functional organization. Well, good, Mafan, that's fine. Your understanding is good. But in this question, the situation is looking out what kind of nature of power where we can use here for making the system work effectively. So if I bring an expert here, my system can work perfectly because I don't have an ability for that area, right? So if you look at the question, you don't have the ability to directly reward their performance. So what do? You bring out an expert power to bring the best answers out of the system, right? Okay, but if you have an answer like a reward, it's going to help us a lot. But they didn't have that answer, so we are going to the expert power. I know it's a slightly tough question, but if you understood that right keyword, you'll be in the right position. Well done, good job. By the way, shall we take a look of a video of a project before I go to the next slide? Would you be interested to see that? Shall we do that? Shall we do that to get a little more interesting? Yeah, let's bring out a video. Okay, I'm going to show a project which got successful in PMI, and I want you to observe it, what they are talking here, what kind of resources they need here, right? Let's understand those factors. So here it goes. Okay, there it comes. Just confirm if you are getting the audio the moment I play it. Okay, see if you're getting AV.
In a medical emergency, a doctor's skills can mean the difference between life and death. With stakes so high, the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, or RCSI, wanted to make its training more efficient and more effective. In 2017, it traded in its pen and paper system for an online portal. Now, trainers can visually track physicians' progress across 54 key medical competencies and offer targeted guidance if a doctor is struggling.
Now, it's not about how long you've been training, but actually what you've learned. And ultimately, that creates better doctors.
Going digital was a big leap. User testing and real-time simulations helped the project team get trainer buy-in, but not until it addressed a few sticking points.
What we learned from the prototyping is never to underestimate the end user's experience of a system. In IT, we often assume that products are usable because we're from an IT background, but it's a very risky assumption to assume that your stakeholders feel the same way.
The project team also had to navigate technical risks in the field. Wi-Fi connectivity issues, hospital network security settings, and file size limits all caused problems for end users. But with some strategic schedule crashing and a close eye on the critical path, the project management team found ways to make fast fixes without pushing the 15-month project off track.
They brought consistency and structure and definition to each sprint of the project. They kept to a really tight schedule, and I think their dedication and their loyalty to the emergency medicine stakeholders was key in the delivery of this project.
That extra effort paid off. RCSI closed the €325,000 project on time and on budget. Within months, 100% of consultant trainers were using the new system.
We thought that rollout of this project might take up to 2 years. This project was fully implemented within 3 months, and that's because of the groundwork was done and the engagement was done at the start, and we removed the barriers and the fear factor.
I just want to understand from you, what is your take on this video? What you understood from this project primarily? What you got out of this project? Babu says it stopped now. It was working, Babu. I don't think it was a failure. Did everybody saw the video fully? Did you got the video with audio? Yes, okay, great. Okay, tell me, what is the crucial factor on this project, what you saw now? Batma is putting responsibility, stakeholder involvement, delegation. Fantastic, she got it. She says that I saw there's something good amount of responsibility, stakeholder involvement was so high, and good amount of dedication happened there, which was able to show some results. Right, time constraints was very high. Right, sprints are running very crucial. They talk in adaptive nature. They use a word called the sprint. That is 2 weeks or 4 weeks of iteration. They start doing these things. Right, adaptive nature. Now, if you see here, tell me in this project, what all can be resources? I know it's only 2 minutes video. Let's see your observation. What all can be resource in this project? Okay, survey says that doing expert consultation, the project completed within time and within adaptive nature. Fantastic. Wi-Fi is a resource when it puts. Fantastic, right? Do you see human resource in place here? Do you see technology as a resource there? Human, technology, somebody says Wi-Fi, somebody says could be some of the equipments we have to buy from the market to do this work. Batma says equipment, people, technology, expertise is going to be a resource. I'm going to invite some expertise in the market. So that's going to help us. Fantastic, good observation. Thanks for that. Okay, let's go a little more before we complete the full segment. Okay, here it goes. Good observation, observed, like it. So let's go to something on managing the team. Now, I'm moving from the segment of first finding the resource. That's what you call it, acquire the team. Now, we develop them by giving trainings and by giving some of the good important lessons of Tuckman rule, all happening. Now you have to manage the team. The moment we say manage, the leadership comes over there, where we become a person to drive the team to handle certain conflicts, right? So conflicts are inevitable in any project. It will be there. When two human beings are there, definitely conflicts will be there. When you talk about conflicts, I also like to talk about something on Maslow theory. When you understand this Maslow theory, you may understand human needs. When we understand the needs, we can place ourselves and our team in the right position. So if you see, there are 5 stages in Maslow theory, which is explained in your books. Now, when you say 5 stages, it starts from the bottommost, which is the physiological needs, which you talk about a food and a place to stay. It's a very basic need. Only, I have to underline, only when this need is done, we go towards a safety. Safety could be a good job for you. Safety could be something at home and the money which is coming consistently for you. We all worried about the job, right? Why? We are safety. We want to save ourselves. We want to save our surrounding with our family. I don't want to see my family suffering without a food, which is a basic need. So physiological and safety need are satisfied. Then we go to love and belonging, a respect in the society. You have someone to count in your life, right? That's going to love and belonging. Only when the last two are done, you come for love and belonging. When you don't have a food, when you don't have a job, you may not think about love, isn't it? You won't talk about some factors. When these three are satisfied, then we talk about awards and esteem and the growth in life. Of course, that's the reason we go for certification, we learn something new. This all happens only when you satisfy the bottom layer. Now, 4 things are done. The fifth most is the self-actualization. When all these are done, chances are you can move towards achieving something unique in the world. Now you can question me. So you mean that somebody only when they get a food, a place to sleep, they can think of actualization? Do you think a guy without a food also can think something more? Possible. Always there are exceptions in this world. Nobody can say this is how it works. But there's an average value in the market. This is a Maslow. Maslow is a person who came with a theory analyzing thousands of people on studies, samplings, and found that, hey, any human being can cross those segment. So why you should learn this? When you manage your team, you should understand the team's need and team's expectations and then work accordingly. Not everybody in all top level. Some may be still at the bottom level. Some may be worried about the physiological needs, food and a place to stay. Some may be much worried about the job. I think some years back, I used to have a worry about the job. Off late, I don't even think about it because I found that we can survive when you know how to survive. I understood one term in this world: fittest will survive. A very simple term. As I watch a Discovery Channel and National Geographic Channel, I understood one concept: fittest will survive. How to be fittest? It's up to you. Whichever field you are, you learn it, be honest, you will be surviving. So when you know that, you go for it. Now, why this is done here? You should educate your team. You should understand your team, where they are, and help them to move forward. This Maslow theory is a great eye opener if you read it properly and install it in your mind properly. And again, this is applicable to us as well, not only for your team. That's a little on the managing part. And when you talk about the theories, I have one more theory, which is called Herbert's theory. Herbert's theory talks about some of the hygiene factors. So in this whole theory, I will just give a hint of it, what they're trying to say. It is not always money that motivates a person. There is something beyond that, which is going to be a giving responsibility, some sort of job recognition, some sort of achievements or challenging jobs motivate people. So Shriram, you mean if I give you another 50% higher than, you won't be motivated? Of course, for some time. It won't be long. If I get something new, I would like it for maybe a week or so. After that, the rhythm goes down. But when you want to be challenged, when you want to be given more responsibility on what you do, you may like it more. You want to do it more on the process. So people are challenged, they love it, right? So the point is, Herbert talks about money and hygiene factor are needed, but if somebody want to be really motivated, they should be given something challenging, more responsibility, some sort of opportunities and satisfaction. That talks about Herbert's theory. This also comes in your PMP part, right? There comes the control resource, the last segment. So let me talk one by one. We found how much of resource we need, acquire the resource. Then we develop them. After developing, we manage them. For managing, there are a lot of topic. I know there's a revision concept, so I didn't go too much deep, but there is something called conflict resolution techniques, which you have to work out. Then comes the last one, control the resource. The moment you see control resource, primarily here we talk about material and equipment because human resource are handled before. Whatever you saw managed team or developed team, it's purely for human resource. Now this we are talking about the material and equipment. Any project will have good amount of material coming in, equipment coming in. How do you tackle it? Each release how much we need, how much we don't need. So you balance it. How do you do? You do variance analysis, comparison, and we plan accordingly. So control resource is a place where you see what is needed, what is not needed. Let's see a question. Okay, let me see. Some people are so fast on answers. Let's give some time to others also. Okay, I'm seeing some answers coming up. Get me a keyword in the question. What is the key thing that drives you in this question? No one else, not performing well. Okay, I'm seeing most of you putting the point, no one else available. Inexperienced. Makes sense, right? That's a couple of keywords I'm seeing. One, Mafan says inexperienced, and Muniz and most of you saying inexperienced, and some of you saying that no one available. Yeah, that's right. Both are mapping. Now, no one is available, inexperienced, what to do? So with this, if I go to the answer primarily matches with what you said, C. Because nobody is available, inexperienced, what to do? Make them experienced, train them, make them a better person in the system. Fantastic. I like the way you started seeing the keywords in the question. You know what? Today, a guy cleared PMP exam. His name is Nikesh, and he got above target and all. He's yet to come on the LinkedIn. But he spoke to me 2 hours back. He was saying that, Shriram, you know what? Most of the question, I was working out the format, what you said. I did 2 formats. One, I was reading the last sentence of certain questions to see, is that the question? Before even read the full question, I read the last sentence. So I get a clue of it. Did I did? Second thing, what I did is whenever I read the question, my brain is working out to see what is the keyword. This helped me to resolve all the questions faster. Look like he completed the exam in 3.5 hours or 3 hours 40 minutes. He had extra 20 minutes of time. It means you start seeing the keywords and answers goes well. I'm seeing most of you found the keyword inexperienced. You found the word saying that there is nobody, there is no experienced people in the system. So when you start seeing that, your brain works faster. You'll catch up faster. Fantastic. You're doing a good job. Good job. What all we did today? I know it's not a so deep dive, but still it's a brush up to make you understand resource is a very vital in a project. You're going to talk about some of the resources like human, material, equipment. We also understood we have to acquire them. We have to groom them, right? We do that. And we also go for managing them. A lot of leadership skills expected here. Resource management needs leadership skills. Don't think a robotic process will help. Robotic process will help up to certain extent. Handling people needs patience to be calm. Even in this group, you can see somebody started messaging something. Yeah, we need patience. You cannot lose your emotional balance. You have to be emotionally balanced. A lot of things will happen around you. If 100 people like you, 200 people hate you, that's okay. How do you move forward? Are you good on your target? Are you clear on your vision? Are you good on your goal? Start moving forward. That's very important. As you go to higher level, this is going to really, really hit you hard. Virtual team, I want to press it hard because that's a norm of life, and you have to understand how to work with the virtual team. And the reward system, I think we spoke a little bit on that, but understand how the rewarding training system and helping the team works out. I even spoke about some of the theories like Tuckman rule we spoke about the Maslow theory, we spoke about Herbert's theory. These are theory or philosophies, looks amazingly great, but what will happen is you have to use it in your life. You should not just hear the story. Hey, good story, man. Good Hollywood movie. Let's watch next time. No, you have to start practicing. It's very, very important, right? That makes you good people on the resource factor. Now, what happened is we have a training program starting in next 1 hour. Okay, it's going to be a PMP session, which is on the second day. What we do is we keep this session open and free for anybody to join. If anybody feel that, Shriram, I'd like to listen again, or if you want some of your friends who want to listen, invite them and let them be on the session today. Today's session is opening by 6 p.m. IST next 1 hour. Get the link and details from Rahul. He will guide you on that process where you can be with me. Let's listen and talk some more factors, right? Good all. So that's great. Yeah, Rahul shared the link here. Probably you can take it. Fantastic. I believe now you are ready to say bye-bye to me in the camera. Why this guy is pushing me? Okay, just want to say, see you all, to say good and thanks for joining. Fantastic. I'm seeing most of you here. Fantastic. Good. Vinith, good to see. Good. Hope the session was a little useful, even though we can't cover so deep. You got some? I can see Padma. Hey, Padma, thanks for joining. Okay, well, good. Now, this session would have given you a little heads up. I'm not sure this session will totally help you to clear resource management questions, but I want to give a slight push. So this push should motivate you to read over the weekend, read over Monday to Friday, and get some clarity and move towards examination. I know everybody in this room want to get certified, want to get promotions, want to get growth in life. But how we are planning is very important. Everybody has a wish. Only few people have a goal in life. There is a difference between a wish and goal. Set a goal, set a date, set a time, work towards it. Any help, reach out to me or reach out to Rahul or our team members. We have support team here. We will guide you on the steps as much as we can so that you can get your certification, move forward. Hope things are good. Fantastic. Great. Thanks all for joining. Have a great Saturday evening. We'll catch up in the next session on a different topic. Thanks for being here. Okay, chat window says a lot of thanks. Thanks a lot. Great, guys.